described that. That was just absolutely spectacular.
Hi, I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush, and welcome into the Extreme Ice Center here at Indian Trail, North Carolina. We are in the coach's office on our video Wednesday. It's Wednesday, November the 15th. We're going to talk about Charlotte Rush Premier Hockey in this segment, and of course, looking back at a big showcase event. The Rush were up in Boston, Massachusetts this past weekend, and then also looking forward to a big series coming up with Hampton Roads. And let's invite in the head coach, owner, general manager of the Charlotte Rush Premier Club, Ryan Crothers. Ryan, I guess Ryan Sanford must have brought the brooms on the bus. You got a big sweep, not only with the Premier, but the Elite as well. 8 games, 8 victories. Very impressive. And in the time we have right now, let's talk about each of these games. First of all, the Premier Club led it off with a big 4-1 victory over the New Hampshire Monarchs, and you got a couple of nice goals from Nick Godfrey in that game.
Yeah, it was important. You know, Nick was out of the lineup the weekend before, and I thought he came back in a real positive way and scored some big goals for us. The Monarchs team has been one of the better hockey teams in junior hockey for a long time, so that was an important game for us. A game we had highlighted for a long time, and very excited to get the win.
Next game was a 4-3 win, a little bit tougher, 4-3 victory, and Kyle Moore, he's starting to come on right now, Ryan. I know you're happy about that.
Yeah, he's been excellent for us. I think he's getting better and better each week. He's starting to buy into the system and buy into coaching and buy into working hard, and I think a lot of bad habits he might have had in the past are starting to subside, and we're really excited with the Kyle Moore we see every day. He just keeps getting better and better, and starting to get back to where he was maybe a few years ago, and we're definitely excited to see his improvements.
Game 3 was a 3-1 victory over the Syracuse Stars, and Ryan, in that game, your veterans came through. Joe Palermo, Nick Izagari, Matthew Hedlund all got goals in that game.
Yeah, it's our core group, like you mentioned. Those are big-time hockey players, and they showed up in a big way for us. And your best players need to play their best in those big games, and they did. So, full team effort, though. I thought our team as an overall just, complete games from every single guy on the roster.
Then, to close it all out, the sweep was complete with a 6-0 shutout over the Chicago Cougars. I think I got that right, yep. And Drew Benedict got the shutout in that game, Ryan. Very nice way to close out the 4-game sweep.
Yeah, it was important for us to close it out. Last year at the showcase, we won our first 2 games and then dropped the last 2. So for us, it was important. We wanted to, finish the job and make sure we got on the bus, feeling good about ourselves and what we had accomplished. And both teams did that, and, in a shutout fashion. It was really nice. I thought we, dominated playing that game, and I thought all 4 of our lines played extremely well and all of our D, and it was just a great team effort again.
Ryan, we talked about a few of the guys, but maybe some other players that you were impressed with in the 4 games up at the showcase?
I think our D core, if you look at the amount of goals we gave up, I think a lot of our 97 D played really well. Eric Hershad and Scotty Aaron and Grant Gallo and Gustav Bowman, that 97 core group, I thought they played really well and showed really well. And then up front, I think we had contributions from almost everybody. I thought everyone played very good, sound, solid. Guys are starting to buy into their role and understand what their identity is on our team. And anytime you can win 4 games up in Boston with that type of travel, and we played, 2 first-place teams and a team that only lost a game, so we came out of there feeling pretty good about what we had accomplished.
Ryan Crothers, the head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier, visiting with us here in the coach's office here at the Extreme Ice Center on this video Wednesday. And Ryan, just for some of our viewers who might not know, it's a long bus ride up there to Boston. What do the guys do on that trip? Sleep, watch movies, go online? What are some of the things the guys do to pass all those long hours?
Yeah, I wish I knew. I unfortunately had to fly.
Okay.
We had too many guys on the bus, so we got to bring 2 bus drivers when we go up that way. So unfortunately, I couldn't be on the bus. I do enjoy being on the bus with the guys, regardless of how far it is. But it's a lot of movies. It's a lot of internet time. It's a lot of guys having a good time with each other. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I miss this one, unfortunately, but be excited to get back on the bus for Hampton in a couple of weeks.
Yes, I should ask you what kind of meal you got on that plane anyway. Anyway, and by the way, you joke a lot about riding the buses, but, teams at this level, even the minor league hockey, that's what they do. I remember when I was broadcasting, people used to ask us all the time, hey, do you guys fly or do you ride the bus? And we tell them, even though we rode the bus, we said, oh, we fly all the time. They said, you do? I said, yeah, we fly all the time. Just the runways are real, real long. and they got the picture. Hey, Ryan, we're heading home. We're back home now with Hampton Run. John Turner liked that joke, didn't he, about the runways? Yeah. Do you fly? Yeah, we fly. The runways are just real long anyway. But, Ryan, we have Hampton Roads coming in, and you guys have built a nice little lead right now. And I got to believe the Rush has the target on their back. The Team C, you're beating teams and beating them well. And so I'm sure everybody wants to put their best out to try to defeat the Charlotte Rush Premier.
Yeah, I think, after we won it last year, it's no different than when Hampton won it 2 years ago. Everyone wants to knock off the, defending champions. So I think we get every team's best. I think we saw some teams play a lot better hockey than what we maybe have pre-scouted before that in the past showcase, because, you're always going to get your best when you're playing against a championship team. And Hampton Roads is, rich history of being successful and winning, and they're a very good team again. They have their guns back, and it's going to be a difficult challenge for us. Whenever we play them, they're always very good games, tight games, and it's exciting for us. We talked about this stretch of 10 games, and 2 with the Carolina Eagles to start off, the 4th to showcase, and now the back end of it is 4 straight with Hampton. So it's a very difficult schedule. I think this chunk of games is going to make up a lot of what the season is going to look like. So right now, sitting at 6-0, we're in a decent spot, and we have 2 at home here. So it's important that we play our brand of hockey and we carry that momentum over, because Hampton Roads is a very good team, especially offensively, especially in the crease, and they have some good D. So it's going to be a very tough challenge for us.
You do have one good advantage, too. You got a lot of guys looking for ice time, so I would imagine practice has been competitive, and the guys got to show it in practice so they can get in the games on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I thought I don't really give the guys too much credit when we go through a practice week, but I think the last few practices have been very good. More our style and our brand, and a lot of similarities to what we were doing last year around this time. So I'm excited about that. I think our practice habits, and I think it does all stem from ice time, one, and even being in the lineup. We don't have a lot of injuries right now, so there's a lot of bodies, and the compete level has been raised in practice, and I really like it. It's enjoyable being out there, and hopefully we could translate that to Saturday, Sunday.
Last question for Ryan Crothers, and we'll put a wrap on this video Wednesday. Ryan, you've told us in the past that you don't always harp on the negativity, include some positive things in there, and your philosophy has been very successful, but maybe a little bit more in depth. How do you balance that, being critical when you have to with the guys, but also giving them some encouragement as well? What's your philosophy on balancing those two?
I think it's just accountability and being honest. Guys know when you're going to be fraudulent in your approach, and guys know if I'm giving them a backhanded compliment or if I'm being hard on them. So I think trust goes into it. The guys trust me, and they trust the system and the process, and constant communication and feedback, positive or negative. But obviously you don't want to beat guys down to where they can't perform, but you also don't want to give them a false sense of reality. So I think there's an equal balance between being positive and I wouldn't call it negative, but more being accountable and being honest with your team and your players. And I think for some of the new guys, it took a little bit of time to start to realize what was going on here. I don't think they've been a part of something like this where the accountability is right in your face like it is. But and our older guys, some of them forget how honest, brutally honest we can be. And I don't know. Right now, it seems like the guys have finally figured out how things operate here, and I think we've gone through some players in and out, and I think we have a really good core group right now. We really like our team, and there's a mutual respect for each other. I respect them and what they're trying to do, and they respect me and my staff and what we're trying to do. And right now, we're working well together.
Ryan, thanks as always for the thoughts and comments. Good success against Hampton Roads this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for our video Wednesday as we talk Charlotte Rush Premier Hockey. Thanks to Andrew Scollart, our cameraman from the Carolina School of Broadcasting. I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush, and thank you for watching.